welcome to Life Happens podcast. My name is Rabia, or you can call me Grace. And today we are going to continue our discussion about the stigma, about breaking the stigma of mental illness. And before we continue against the topic, let me welcome my permanent co-hosts with the S, Salina
I'm
and
just here temporarily because y'all know I am about that mental health life.
So
I
basically,
have
she's saying, unless the topic is interesting, so change your image.
She ain't doing it.
no, no, that's not.
That is nonsense, by the way. Because, guys, would you not agree that she is such an awesome addition and
She is. She
has
is.
balance, and we love to have you
Yes.
permanently. So
Yes.
please consider or reconsider 2022.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. The new year is there's going to be a lot of new stuff happening, and it's going to be great.
It is. I'm looking forward to it. So, guys, well, how's this week's been? Like, what were you up to this week?
Busy. Busy. Very busy. Christmas parties,
Okay.
visiting friends, seeing family. It's just been really, really busy. Yes.
Mm.
Shopping, of course. So
Mhm.
very, very busy. I've been on nonstop. Go, 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 go. Today is the first day I got to relax.
Okay. So, did you relax all day?
I did the whole day. The whole day.
That's cool. What about you, sister?
I am so thankful. Let me just give Amazon a shout out. Let me just say how much I love Amazon. I know there's a lot of people
Dude,
that say, "Oh, Amazon." Amazon has
come
everything,
on.
and I can get it tonight if I want to.
Mm,
I
mm.
mean, I order something tonight; it'll be here early in the morning, 4 in the
Mm.
morning. They then drop the package off. I love Amazon. I have not went out to shop for anything. Whatever the girls wanted, Amazon has it.
Mm,
And that, and then other websites. I mean, just shipping in general is just wonderful.
right?
No, I love Amazon and I love Etsy. Etsy's awesome for unique items.
Yes, they are.
Absolutely. And my Etsy has been off the chain.
Yes,
Ooh,
yes.
it's I am Love's voice, a little sip of art. I'm just gonna throw my plug in there.
There you go. There you go.
No, but I had you know what? And for me, I was thinking about I just sent out a $500 order. $500.
Awesome.
And it was a family member. And on top of that, I told my family member, hey, I'll give you a discount. Nope, they weren't having it. They said I'll pay full price for everything.
That's awesome.
Wow, wow.
That support like that, when you have a business and you got somebody saying, I want to pay full price.
I
That
know.
is love. That's love that makes the business person just like
Right.
it made me feel great. It
I
made me feel
bet.
great. You ain't finagling. You ain't trying to say, okay, well, since I'm buying all of these, how about I you know, get
Right.
whatever.
Yeah, not
Nope.
looking for the hookup. Where the hookup?
$50.
Yeah.
Look, $50
So,
a cup. And it was, yeah.
Wow.
so
Wow.
the ones acting like they were in a marketplace in Africa where they were bartering. Nah.
Right. But that's love. That is
That is.
love.
That
That
Well,
is.
is
so then your products are amazing. Like,
They are.
they are, and they're beautiful. And me and Kim were laughing the other day. We were like, if we were making those cups, baby, their thing would be crooked like this because Selena is so particular. Guys. She's
So
so-
good.
she,
super OCD. Now
yeah.
look at this one.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Can
Oh,
you
that's
you
pretty.
can put, like, if you give you like a picture of your family, whatever, you can put on there, right?
Is that Louis Vuitton?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Nice. Nice.
I did that. I did all of that. It's like a peekaboo type of situation because you see the gold in there.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
oh my god, that I love that one. I want to keep that, but that I can't. It's already monogrammed and stuff. But yeah, I'm thankful for my creativity. It's so relaxing for me. I think that now that we're talking about mental health
Mhm.
awareness, I think getting something that allows you to relax, whether it's me time, going to a spa, going, shopping, just reading a book, getting in a silent place to just hear your own thoughts, to be able to talk to the Lord. For me, being creative is really helped me through a lot.
Rabia, what do you do for your mental health? I know Salina says she likes to create. So what is it that you do to
All
just
right.
kind of, oh, you write. Okay.
Like literally, um, I'll write poems sometimes, and
Hmm.
Mm,
I'll take that emotion and I'll channel it with words. And
mm,
sometimes when I read it, like after the fact, I'm like, Holy Ghost, like you did this. And when
Wow.
the whole thing is like when my reader, what I want from the readers when they're reading that, they can relate and they can feel those emotions.
Hmm.
So that's one of the things that really helps me is writing. Like if I didn't have words and writing, I'd be a hot mess. So I
wow.
understand, Selena, what you're saying about creating. So it's like I'm not creative like you, but I'm pretty good with creating words and
That is creativity. Pete and a lot, and there's the majority of people in the world can't write. Hell, they can't spell.
who you telling when they're coming in your inbox, girl. Anyway, that's that. But
That's
poor,
crazy because now we have spell check. So that's crazy.
Yeah.
that tells me that you are lazy
Yeah.
and I'm not a priority because you didn't bloody check how you spelled. Like it's those little things, guys, that matter.
You know what I was just thinking about? Both of y'all are authors now. I'm behind.
You're
I
Yeah,
I
behind.
because you
mean, both of
writing.
y'all are off authors.
And you have a great story, which would really be great as a book, I think. Your
Agree.
life story is so powerful. And I think it would help so many people out there because you've been dealing with mental illness since you were very, very little. So I think that would help a lot of people who are in that
Because
situation. Yeah.
to be honest, Selena, you don't look like what you've experienced. And if you see a lot of people out here, they look stained, right? Have you noticed that? You can tell, I don't know what it is, but you can just tell. Like you can see if they tell you I've been through this, you're like, yeah, I don't know. Not that it's shocking, but looking at you, you would never say that you've experienced those things. God has certainly has shielded you and has restored a lot of things in you. And I think that's freaking commendable. And people need to hear your story. Like,
And I'm like, I went through hell and I don't even smell like
Like smoke. I hear you, girl.
how about that?
I'm not burnt up. I ain't got no, I ain't trailing ashes. I mean,
Hair not singed. You go, girl.
Okay.
oh, that might be the
In the
title.
floor.
Been through
That
hell, but I don't smell like smoke.
smoke. I love
Ooh,
it.
that's a good title.
That is a good title.
Hmm.
Don't be saying because people might try to steal that, girl.
Hey, like I told somebody that was saying, oh, you're doing those cups and stuff. Everybody's doing it. The market is saturated and, it's not worth it. Baby, they don't have the talent that I had.
Exactly.
Exactly. Exactly. There's some guy, a guy told me one time, he's a Nigerian guy. He said, that person that wrote their book before you, do they have two heads? And I was like, but it made sense, right? Because I'm like, how many times you hear certain stories like coming from Islam or molestation? I mean, there's so many people that experience it, but they haven't heard your story
So,
the way you say it.
so
Because
different.
you, Selena, are called to a certain specific person that I will never reach. I mean, I could preach up there for till the second coming, and they will not get it because I'm not for them. And
Right.
I think people need to understand that there's no need to be jealous of people. There's no need to try to outdo people because what God
Yeah.
has for you is for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That word in your mouth is for that person that is supposed to listen to you. That's why I don't trip about stuff. Oh, you didn't do this 10 years ago. You're supposed to publish a book. It wasn't time.
Right. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was not time. And one of the, I don't know why I need to say this, but one of the prayers I pray is that I always say I function under the anointing of the sons of Issachar, and they were the people in of Israel that were in charge of times and seasons. And that's what I always say. So my times and seasons are in the hands of the Lord, and they should not be altered by anyone or anything. And I stand by that.
Yeah.
I haven't wasted time. None of us have wasted time. None of us have, missed. We may have delayed destiny, but it hasn't been missed. God counts as that for every one of us. And whoever's listening to this, whatever you're supposed to do that you missed, you didn't miss it. because there was something that God had to clean up in you, something He had to break or fix, because you would have destroyed yourself or you would have destroyed other people. And God is not in the business of destruction. So,
Right.
so the timing is freaking perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you said something really interesting, and I'd like for you to repeat it when you said, make sure you connect with your family as we go into this mental illness subject.
This
So can you?
season. Yeah, 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 definitely. You know, like I think we kind of hit on it a little bit on the part one, but
Mhm.
right now, as we get closer to Christmas and New Year's and people are gathering with family, reach out. Reach out to that person that you have, you know, I remember seeing, I don't know what I read or where it was at, but like the funniest people,
Yeah,
those are the most hurt people. If you have a comedian within your realm, reach out to them, because I don't know what it is. I mean, well, yeah, I do. Everybody's getting with their family, and then you don't have your family, or something happened tragically. Just reach out. Reach out to your friends, your family. Um, Make sure that they're not alone. Let them know, that you're there for them.
right.
Go grab a coffee. Go grab a drink at the bar or something. I don't. Just get with somebody. On top of that,
Hi,
if
Ben.
you do come in contact with someone that is depressed, encourage them to go see their primary care physician. A lot of people don't understand or even realize that you can go to your regular doctor and say, what, and what's so great now is that the doctors automatically have this, mental health assessment whenever you come in. Most doctors do. But they'll ask you, how you're feeling. Be honest. Be completely honest. So many people lie to the doctors when
Man,
they're trying to help you. Be honest. Tell them how you're feeling. I can't get out of bed. I have no energy. I'm tired. I'm not interested in anything. I'm crying all the time. I'm angry all the time. Whatever the case may be, you got to get with your primary care physician
agreed.
and go from there. And medicine is okay. Even it could be temporary. And if you feel like a zombie, then you need to lower your dosage. Um, there's so much behind it. Um, we were talking about how, in the Christian community, they're like, just pray it out. Well, no, you can't. You can't just pray
Mhm.
sugar diabetes out. I mean, you could.
Right.
The Lord can set you free and heal you. Don't get me wrong, because I didn't see Him do some miracles in my life. But for the most part, we're going to take the medicine, heart medicine, heart disease or high blood pressure. We're going to take it. We're going to take it. They say, you know what? You're about to blow a gasket. You need to take this medicine. You're going to take it. And
Yeah.
that's the same thing with your mind. That's the same thing. It's a chemical imbalance. There's something that's off. It could be something that you're eating that causes the reaction that you're getting. I mean, so much now with all this genetically modified crap that we eat and drink and breathe in.
Agreed.
See your doctor. Go to your doctor. Tell them the truth. The truth will set you free. Okay.
Yeah, because when you lie to the doctor, you lie to yourself. Because really, I remember going to therapy and trying to act like I'm strong and hard because I didn't want to. No, literally, this is a true story. I didn't want her to think I was weak. Until one day I was like, my last therapist, the one that I work with now. The first week, baby, I was good and strong. Okay. The second week, my mama set me off. So, in the day that I had therapy, I was over here and she didn't see me like that. So, at this time, guys, I don't even know I have anxiety. So, I'm functioning on 20,000, right? And she was like, do we need to move to weekly? I'm like, why do we need to move to weekly? Like, this one is- and then I got off that call and I thought, oh my gosh, she thinks I'm weak. So I got to pretend that I'm strong. And I said, wait. We are not doing the same shit we've done before. Because
Yeah,
this, we
good.
are close to 50, baby. This time, we are not doing that mess. So I went in there. And guys, when you go to therapy, you have to go with an open mind, okay? Don't go in there trying to perpetrate because they know. And the longer you sitting there lying, you're gonna stay suffering. And I was done suffering. Like, so yeah, when you go with open mind, don't be lying to these doctors, because again, they know, right? And
Right.
uh, I want to touch on the evangelicals. Should I call? I'm an evangelical, so let me not say it like that. But they make me angry.
Well, you know what I call them? I call them the modern day Pharisees.
Oh, they are. Oh gosh, they are.
The modern day Pharisees. That's what I call them. They don't realize it, but yeah.
No, especially like I was sitting in a service one day, and the apostle said, "How dare you say you're depressed? How can you say you're depressed? You have the Holy Spirit." And I'm thinking, huh? It's a girl suffering. Now I don't suffer with depression, but I struggle with anxiety. And I want to make something clear to anybody that's listening. The things we talk about is not things that we actually actively struggling with. We talk about things that we've overcame, and we talk about how we manage them. So I want to be clear on that, because a lot of times people think if you talk about something, you were like in the midst of a war. No, you're not. We know enough, we've been in ministry long enough to know not to share the things that we're currently struggling with, because I will never tell you that unless I overcome it. That's just, but
Well,
he was,
you know me, I would tell it all.
no, I ain't gonna tell her while I'm struggling.
But I think if anyone gives you any sort of advice, I think you should always take it to the Lord first and say, "Hey, this is the advice that was given to me. Is this right?" Because God does speak and God does talk, and the Lord will tell you. And if you have a best friend that's truthful, like these two women right here, okay, go to them. I mean, you can go to a friend and say, "Hey, this is the advice that I was given. Should I take it?" It's like,
Hell no,
no,
that's
or
trash.
yeah, you know? So
Yeah,
I think it's always good to get a second opinion,
Yeah,
even if
it's
it's
good
with
to
a
have
girlfriend.
a solid base of people, that those are
Yeah,
your people, and these people you can tell anything to, and you're not judged. It's a safe place.
yeah,
It's in a circle, and it's good to have that, because I don't want to be friends with anybody that I cannot be my authentic self, because that means I gotta freaking work. I'm not working, like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna work to make you think a certain, because you don't know me.
yeah.
And I know y'all, and we know when we bullshitting. Like we know,
right.
Yeah.
and we just are transparent with each other. And
Mhm.
they
And
call me
I think
the
it's important that, I mean, if there are, I love the Lord. I'm filled with the Holy Ghost, speaking tongues. I talk to the Lord every day. He talks back to me. I have prophetic stuff
yeah,
going on. But let me tell you, it is real. Depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, all of that is real. Never downplay it. If somebody comes to you
Oh,
and
yeah.
says, I need prayer because I'm having dark thoughts, don't just say, oh, well, God will set you free from that.
baby.
Will. But don't downplay it, because that's the worst thing you can do to a depressed person, is basically tell them they're not depressed, that it's all in their head, that everything is okay.
Get
You
over it. You're
just get
happy. Get
over
over
it.
it. What are you depressed about? Be happy. This is
Man,
a great
Oh,
time. It's like, okay, no.
you can't do that. I think about what's his name? Robin Williams.
oh
Isn't
yeah,
that, I mean, he was the happiest, funniest jokester. I mean, took his life just like,
yeah,
he was depressed. And that's another way. I mean, because for me, I do suffer with depression. And I am a prankster. I'm a joker. I'm a comedian. um, and that's kind of a mask. That's kind of like, that's my coping mechanism, you know.
yeah,
Um, but don't downplay them. Christian folks, come on now. It's about to be 2022.
yeah,
I mean, we had the worst. 2020 probably was the worst year in American history, with deaths and when you got people saying that COVID ain't real, but then you had a family member that died of it, from it. You witnessed them, can't breathe. You witnessed them on, a ventilator. You can't go see them. They're organs are shutting down. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't understand how people can say it's not real when
it
you
is.
know all these people have died from it, and you have people that are depressed. I mean, kids lost both parents. You
Wow.
know, little kids lost both parents to that, and man, depression is real. That's all I'm saying.
It
And
is.
church folks,
It,
don't downplay it. Church folks, yes, pray, but at the same time, give some good advice. Go see your doctor. Tell them, go see your doctor. That's the first thing that I tell people. I'll listen to your problems. I will talk you through it. I will encourage you. Whatever the Lord has for me to say to you, I will say it. But I will end the conversation saying, look, go see your doctor.
and if you have elderly people in your family, do a wellness check. Do a wellness check on the elderly in your family. I People kind of, they check on people, the immediate family, but we kind of forget about the elderly. And elderly people suffer from depression a lot when they've lost a spouse or they feel alone, or even around the holidays, they may be with their family for that one day. And then after that, they go back to an empty house, you know?
Yes.
So it's
Yep.
really good to just really reach out and call them and talk to them and see how they're doing,
Yeah.
especially during the holidays.
My mom, I was talking to her the other day, and she told me that she called her uncle. His name is Benny. He lives in Illinois. I don't know. He's like 90 something, but his, my aunt, my my grandmother's sister passed away, recently, and so he was telling my mom that he was really, really lonely, and that he's just ready to go be with, um, you know her aunt, and that was sad, and that's so true. My mom was like, you can come and live with me. I'm like, oh God, the cripple, trying to take care of the cripple. No, we're not going to do that, Mom. I can barely take care of you. You want me to take care of Uncle Benny
You were
too?
gonna do the work, girl. You were gonna do the work. It was your job. Mom was just setting you up. She was trying to give you a heads up. You should have taken that. Something I'd like to add.
They,
Just before I forget this thought, a lot of times people will say to you, "I know how you feel." Stop telling people you know how they feel because you freaking don't.
oh yeah,
Okay, I don't care if you got depression and they got depression. That's one thing that irritates the snot out of me. Sometimes we just gotta listen and then give that advice, but not, oh, I know how you feel. Oh, so you know what it is to be molested by your biological father. No, you don't. If you haven't walked this path, then you don't know that. And so I've learned, like in my life, listening to people, I'm like, okay, I am so sorry you feel like that. And I hate that you feel that way. And because you don't want people to hurt, right? Because when you know how you feel, like you don't want people to experience the same thing. But hey, there's a real adversary, so you're going to experience this. You said something about kids and depression, and I thought about that, how a lot of times as parents, and I said this last week, we miss it, right? But a lot of times kids are not quiet. Sometimes they're just acting out, like you were saying, or they're the jokester, or I think as mothers or single parents even, um, we miss these things because we're busy and we blame ourselves. And I just want to tell the mothers out there that, yeah, I understand you blaming yourself, but you can't stay in that space. Now that you know, get the help for your children and get the help for yourself so that you may not miss this again. You know what I mean? So that's what I was thinking, like, stop telling people that you know how they feel. And I like the way you handled your mother. You handle it in a joking way, but we know that your load is pretty damn heavy, girl, because you have your own struggles, right? And then the babies and all these things. How do you effectively manage that? What are some of the things that you do to keep yourself balanced besides taking the medicine, besides the creativity? Because I want to say this, we all have a toolbox. Oh, really?
Oh, here's the toolbox.
here's my toolbox. No, I'm just joking. It's water.
uh,
Water. Although it does say it's wine o'clock, it's water.
Let me put this comment, guys. Hold on a second. People will see a personal trainer to stay in shape physically, a nutritionist for dietary issues, but will not see a mental health professional for the mental issues. Your mind requires maintenance. True, that is a fact. Now let me tell you guys something. This is my reality. Okay, Rabia works out 6 days a week. Now you may not know that because I'm kind of thick now, but I do that because it helps with anxiety. If
Mhm.
I don't work out on a serious note, everybody's gonna get it. I'm gonna projectile vomit on most people because any trigger, it's like I can't keep myself or keep it controlled. So for me, exercise helps. Like while I'm exercising, I'm thinking about things, and then when I'm done, I'm tired enough where that's no longer an issue.
Yeah.
It helps me. So if you guys are not exercising, I would recommend exercise with therapy. Whatever you taking medicine, whatever it is, or how you manage your thing. And to the pastors and preachers, there's nothing wrong with medicine. I think I shared this with you guys when I invited somebody to church. I think I told you that, right? I invited somebody to church. They brought their mother to church. The church I was going to the time, they told the woman to stop taking medicine. And the next week, she was running down the street naked.
Oh God. Oh my God. No.
And when the daughter called me saying, Grace, like, who told you to stop taking the medicine? Your pastor. Oh, oh. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People should stop advising people that if you stop taking medicine, please, you need to hear wherever, however God talks to you, that's your business, or go to the doctor, because you can't just go off these medicines. If people go for this progression, it's not like boom, boom, because you will probably run around naked or whatever, or hurt yourself or whatever. But that was very embarrassing, actually.
Yeah. Oh
I was
God.
like,
I would never. My mom, she has to stay on her medicine. She has to. I mean, and I'm so glad that she's one of those people that is like, I got to take my medicine because she would be on 1,000. And then next thing I know, she'd be crying and ready to kill me. And I ain't gonna be able to handle that.
no, it's scary though. It is scary.
I just think that you have to figure it out. You have to figure it out. I mean, if because I know people who suffer from anxiety and depression and they have come off their meds, but they're doing good.
Yeah.
They're doing they have a toolbox, like Robbie said, and they're working within the parameters of the toolbox. And so because the medicine, no matter how low the dosage, affected them sluggishly, they weren't themselves. They just could not function.
Right.
And so I am a proponent of medication, but I understand when people do want to, get off of it and kind of work it within there, and that's okay too. But if you see yourself dipping or tripping or it's not working, get back on the meds, you know?
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
okay. You haven't failed. You
Yeah.
know? That's
Oh,
what I wanna say. You haven't failed. It's not like you're a failure because you're taking medication or you're a failure because you could not do it without the medication.
Yeah.
it's not, and I think people look at it. It's not about failing, guys. Life is not about perfection. It's about
Right.
progress. Are you moving forward? Are you taking control of your mental health? How is it affecting your quality of life? How is it affecting your children? Everybody that depends on you. Um, what if, like, it's not embarrassing? Like for me, it didn't work for me. Well, I only took it for one day, but I wanted more of a holistic approach. But I mean, I already told you all those people that I had to go and minister to, they probably never invite me again. No, honestly, it was bad for me. It didn't. Maybe if I took a lower dose, maybe I don't know. But I was scared out of my mind. I
Yeah.
didn't like how I felt.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just, and so I got this toolbox, literally. And let me tell you about this toolbox, y'all. What works one time for the anxiety doesn't work every time. You got to have enough tools in your toolbox to do different things, right? And pray. My first go to is prayer.
Yeah.
Okay? And people like, I think I shared this with you. I had posted a picture of myself and then a poem I wrote to anxiety, and they came for me. Well, how would you not the same person? No, I'm more transparent, and I had to tell the person. I did say some bad words. I ain't gonna lie though, but then I had to tell the person who I'm called to. You are not. You got to pretend, maybe I don't know, but God has not called me to pretend. I have to be transparent.
Yeah.
It's who I am naturally, and that's the type of ministry I have. I'm not ashamed of the fact that this is my struggle. Now, have I asked God to remove it? Yes. Has He removed it? No, no.
All right.
It's just what I have to deal with, right? And I'm
Mm.
okay with that because I thank God. For me, I thank God for my mind. At least I have an outlet. I can write.
Yeah.
I can create with words. I can do those things. I thank God for that. Had
Mm.
I not experienced what I experienced, or have I not had anxiety, I don't know if my level or depth of writing would be what it is
Mm.
because of that. And so I thank God for it. I thank God that I was able to go get help and to get labels because for me, I need labels. It's whatever you need. And like I said, I pray. So people are saying, the woman saying, well, you're a woman of God and you a prophetess and you blah, blah. And I'm suffering. And you know what? When I think about the humanity of Jesus, he suffered too, right? When he was functioning as earth in his fleshly body, he was not the son of God. He was the son of man. And that's how he functioned. And he dealt with rejection. He probably was depressed too, anxiety, all these things. He dealt with it, right?
Mm.
Still he endured the cross. So when I look at that and I'm thinking of Jesus, I'm like, oh, you want to be better than Jesus? What?
Mm.
No,
Yeah.
you are not. If he suffered, why wouldn't I suffer?
Yeah.
If I got power with him, why wouldn't I also suffer with him? Right? So I had to put her in her place, honey. I was like, no, ma'am. I'm gonna talk about what God tells me to talk about. I don't say things like if I post something, it's not because I woke up on a whim. I feel compelled to do that. Some things I posted recently, I'm like,
I
ooh,
think this is good. I think this is good about talking about anxiety. He said, Derek says that one of the worst parts of anxiety is fearful anticipation of an attack.
man, who you
That right
telling?
there, that
Ooh,
facts. That's facts. During everybody knows I have obsessive compulsive disorder, and that's part of why I take medicine. Um, I'm a germaphobe. I am a germaphobe. I would not leave out of the house. In 2020, I probably did not leave, but
She
maybe four
didn't. She
times.
didn't. She didn't.
I didn't go in a public place. If I left the house, it was only to go pick up my groceries that Walmart shopped for me. And then that's that I just let my hatch up and you put it in there and I'm driving off and I'm getting back. It was crazy because I guess, knowing personally people that got sick and died, I'm like, look, Lord, I know I'll be with you in glory, but I don't want to go yet. I want to see my kids grow up. I
right.
want to see JoJo become the president of the United States of
Come
America.
on.
I mean, I ain't ready to go. So I was like, that, just what he said, that the worst part of anxiety is the fear of whatever, the fear of me catching COVID and going in the hospital. My aunt, she caught COVID, right? And
Mm,
her oxygen level was low. And someone told her to go to the hospital, and she was like, "No, because when people go to the hospital, they don't come home."
wow.
Then, like, I mean, yeah, that's crazy. I was thinking, Lord, I don't want to catch this, and if I do catch it, I don't want to go to the hospital because people don't come home from the hospital. I mean,
Jesus.
everything was going through my mind. I'm like sanitizing everything. I mean, I still got sanitizer for about 10 years, a good 10-year supply of sanitizer. But
Dang.
it,
So
it's real.
so people can be in situational depression, which is
Yes.
like the pandemic situational. It will put people into depression. Same thing like David in the Bible, how he was in a situational depression. I think like the whole book of Psalms, he's always running for his life and crying out to God, how long will it be like this? How long crying in my pillow? Lord, help me through this. So I believe that situational depression is real,
Yes. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Agree.
I mean, even when I first went to the doctor, that's what she told me because, I was my issues in my marriage. I couldn't get out of bed. I was crying, crying, crying. This is before any medicine was introduced in my life. And my doctor was like, okay, well, try this out to help you at least function, go to work.
Mhm.
And that's when I realized, well, hell, I'm not like obsessively cleaning my house. I'm not, I mean, okay with leaving a dish in the sink when before I would cry because dishes were in the sink. I would cry when things were out of order in the house. I would literally cry, cleaning and crying, angry at the kids, angry at my husband, like, why did you do this? It's just madness. But when I got on that medicine, which she was like, this is just situational. This is just temporary. I mean, she even like maybe a year down the road when we were starting to work things out, she was like, you can come off of it. You want to come off of it? I was like, no, I like it. I am good. I am good. I don't need to. I'm good with going. I go outside and jump on the trampoline with the kids, or I was so free. It was like I was free from that cage I was in of the house has to be clean and germ free.
So I can.
Now there's germs everywhere, but
I had my one of my friends, her husband, she used to say, because she was married for like 17 years, and she said, I don't understand why he like closes in, he like goes into a room in the wintertime, right? Won't
Mhm.
talk to the kids, won't talk to me. But when spring comes, he's like a whole different person. So found
Seasonal.
out seasonal
It's
depression.
called seasonal depression. Yes, that is so real. Seasonal depression. Even when it rains, when it's gloomy outside. I mean, there's people that like, I don't want to get out of bed. You think, oh, it's just I want to be a lazy day. No, this seasonal depression is real. I don't even know how people live in Alaska
I
because
don't.
it's like,
Yeah.
isn't there like a whole half of the year that is dark or something? And you know what? They have really high suicide rates in Alaska.
Oh, do they really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
To the. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you find yourself out there and you find like, what is going on with me? Why do I feel this way in the winter? Why am I feeling this way in December and January and February? Maybe you need to go see your doctor, like Salina said, and find out what's going on. Why are you, stepping back from life during that time? Because it could be something like seasonal depression, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and go out there and get help.
It's not embarrassing to go get help. I think it takes a very brave person to say, you know what, I need help.
Yeah.
It says a lot about where you are, what you care about.
Yes.
Some of us need a why to go for help. Whatever that why is, you better find it fast. Because
Yeah.
I want you to think about something. And this is something I always, I guess, refer to when I'm feeling some type of way. And it's out of the book of Proverbs, Proverbs 8, when God was creating the universe and he said that wisdom delighted with him. And I think about our creation, right? That God put so much thought into us, right? Into our makeup, what we're going to do, how we're going to look, all these things. So it's not in vain or you're not a mistake. You're not an oopsie that you are on this earth. So God is very concerned about your mental health. Anything concerning you, anything that bothers you, God is concerned about that.
Right.
Why wouldn't you get help? Why? Why not? Why are you embarrassed? Like, again, the humanity of Jesus. Jesus struggled,
Yeah.
but look at the great task he accomplished,
Yeah.
right? He endured the cross.
Yeah.
Because I always say, if God asked me, all you ninjas will be dead. Let's start over, annihilate them, right? Because I'm just being honest.
Dang.
Start over many a times. But I'm just saying, you are on purpose.
Yeah.
You are wanted. Everything about you. You see, let me tell you something. That depression you struggle with, that anxiety, whatever it is, it's all purposeful.
Yeah.
You can either take that stuff and use it for God's glory, or you can become the devil's assistant and lay down on the bed and just die. Literally, not even a physical death, but die with it. I don't know about you, but if the enemy is going to come for me, you come in sweating. You are not just, I'm not going to be easy. I'm not making this thing easy. And why should we? One of the things I always remember is this: we are always in victory. And I came to a point where I said, I am tired of being on the losing side of victory. Think about it, the losing side of victory. That means we're always in victory. Always. We do never lose.
Right.
But it's decisions that we make that makes us think, okay, I'm not winning because so and so's life is like this. You have no clue what so and so is experiencing.
I know. That's so true.
I mean, we compare ourselves. Oh, she's so thin and she's so pretty and she's so curvaceous, and look at her donkey booty. And I'm just saying, we worry about stuff that doesn't even matter. What does it matter?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know.
It doesn't matter. What has God put in your hands? What
Yeah.
do you have? Look at that, because He's given all of us something. Okay. If your issue is anxiety, what are you doing with this anxiety? What are you doing? Are you helping other people? Because we yet to pay it forward. Talking about it, being transparent, being those people that are in ministry but being open.
Yeah.
Shoot, that's a ministry itself.
Yeah.
You know they're talking about us. Think about it. And I do not care. Because a lot of them won't even come and talk to us face to face. They want to talk about it behind your back.
Yeah. Well,
But they spoke about Jesus, right? So, I mean, hey, let me read this comments. Oh, go ahead, Sue.
Oh, sorry. Derek says, what would happen in the church if we actually told the truth about what's going on with us?
Yay.
I know, right? It's iconic that the one place where truth should be prevalent is the main place where we lie. Ooh, who is this Derek? Look, I need.
Girl, you need to listen to him on Sundays.
All right.
8 a.m.
he's
He's on.
good. He's
I
good.
mean, he's on point. That is so
He drops
true,
all these nuggets. Like the man's amazing.
man. And what is it? That's what I say about the modern day Pharisees. You're not supposed to come in church this way and that way. It's like, even Jesus said, it's not the healthy that need help. It's the sick. It's child. I mean,
I'm tired of them church people. I'm sick of them. They're sick. But this is the thing. The reason why they lie in church is because everybody's so judgmental. And again, they're comparing. Well, your sin is greater than, their sin is greater than mine. At least I'm not fornicating. Oh, so and so's son is gay. We can't talk about that. Oh, but your ass is suffering though. But you're suffering for real though.
yeah.
And you're not living your authentic life. You are not even happy. You're miserable. Your marriage is falling apart.
Yeah.
You're stressing. You got acne. You're fat as hell. I mean, think about it. I'm just saying, it affects you whichever way. But if we can come to church, because church is a hospital, right? And we can be that transparent. Maybe if we weren't so judgmental, maybe if we were looking at people like, then people would be more open,
Yeah.
But I just say, those that can be, you are making an impact. You are definitely making an impact.
Well, I just want to say if you are at a church, just be authentic. Just be authentic. Don't care what people say or think. Don't care. Just don't. Don't care. Just go out there and be your authentic self
Yeah.
and be who God called you to be.
Yeah.
And guys, the reality is this: I wasn't always like this. You all know. I had to really come down. Like I was at such a low place, and that's when I was able to really hear the Lord, because y'all, I was the people saying you shouldn't be depressed. I was also saying those things, and actually I believed that mess, but I was suffering. My house was suffering. My children were suffering. My marriage was falling apart. Y'all know it was hell up in this camp
Yeah. You weren't
because
authentic.
I'm honest.
You weren't. Hi, Tiffany.
Hey, girl.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm Tiffany Crawford Williams. Okay.
I
Hey,
know. I love it.
and have you seen her post lately? Girls, she's more than fine. I was like, damn. She had this dress. Anyway, but I need to ask her about that dress. She had this blue dress. Girl, bye. Anyway, I'm hating on you, girl. But yeah, I was really bad religious. Bad.
Yeah.
And God had to.
Yeah. You were.
Yeah.
But I come from an Islamic background. Think about that.
I know it.
Naturally, I would go into that place. But when the Lord said to me, if you don't create a balance, your children would despise me, y'all, that was my wake-up call. I was like, I ain't doing this shit no more. I left the church. In fact, before I left the church, I told this one lady, she was a leader. And when I would teach children's church, her children would come and talk to me and they'd be crying. And so I told her what the Lord told me. And she was like, well, that's not for me. My children are fine. I'm like, oh, hey, okay. But when I left, my children changed. They became different. If we would go to church, we're also going to do regular things. Because let me tell about, well, Africans. Let me talk about Africans. They're my people, okay? Bring your children to church early in the morning. You don't feed them breakfast, which I used to always feed my kids breakfast. Like, and I take snacks. I know I'm be from church from sundown to sunset, so I know I'm bringing snacks. I would feed the kids my snacks, my kids' snacks. They don't feed their children, so your children are running around like they're wild animals in the church. No, I'm serious, screaming, crying. Then they go across the street to the freaking CVS buying candy and sugar and stuff. Oh, what you think you're gonna have? Then we talk about, oh, the pastor's kids are bad. No, it is the parents' fault, because when God said, call you to ministry, your first ministry is your family. But you forgot about that because you want to be worried what people are going to say. And that's why your children are suffering. Stop it.
Yeah.
Take care of your family. Take care of your wife. Your house should not be in disarray because you're serving God. Now, when did God tell you not to have order?
Come on. Come
And
on. Preach, Rabia. Preach.
I'm
Preach, girl.
like, and you know what? You'll know I didn't have no life. I was in the church. And that's another thing the Lord said to me. Did I tell you to build this man's ministry, or did I tell you to write the book? And I was like, but I'm supposed to serve. But I tell you to do that. Sometimes you got to sit your behind down and say, okay, Lord, what do you want me to do? And go back to the beginning when God called you. What did he call you to do? What was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, we want to worry about Pastor so-and-so, and then you want them to know you give the most in the church.
Take time to hear the Lord, people. Take time to hear. Take time. Sit and
Okay.
listen.
So Pastor Derek says religion is a way to shield people from wounds we are afraid to expose. Wounds need air sometimes. Last one, I promise. No, please come in. Because
I love it.
yeah, your comments are
Religion sucks.
it does.
Derek. No one likes religion.
No.
Religion tells you to sit down, keep your mouth closed, don't speak up when you see something wrong, and just do your duty. No, I'm not going to do that. Jesus hated religion.
Yep.
Not the people. He hated religion,
Yeah.
Exactly.
right? The
Mhm.
stigma of religion, you
Yeah.
know?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Religion will keep you broke.
Won't it? Oh,
Come on.
I am rich, and you, baby, don't get me started. I've been to church. Okay.
Religion will keep you unhappy. All
Yeah.
right, go ahead.
Tiff says, glad to hear open conversation as anxiety and bipolar believer. I love God and Jesus. They made meds for me. Absolutely. Trauma is trauma, and you need balance, and sometimes meds are very necessary.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
True.
Yeah.
Yes.
True.
That's, ooh,
True.
let me start to. She also
Yeah.
says reveal to heal. Absolutely. Because the enemy loves secrets. Let me tell you, I come from a family who loves secrets until I was born. See, because God didn't wire me that way. So I tell it, and I don't care who's embarrassed, because one of the things I've come to understand is this. You were born, if for example, I said this earlier, you were born in 1927, and I'm born in 1970. But anyway, I was born in, much later. And then what you did to me, I must keep as a secret so that I can honor you. Honor what? Honor molestation? Honor sexual abuse? Honor that? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about it. And oh, she's so disrespectful. She doesn't protect the family. No, who was protecting us when we were being molested? The boogeyman was in the house. Where were you, mother? Where were you, father? Where were you? Oh, but I must keep a secret. No. So what happens that creates anger, that creates anxiety, that creates all these feelings. So I must destroy my children because I'm lashing out at them, because I cannot have a normal relationship with them, because all I'm concerned about is that what if somebody touches them?
Yeah.
Oh, but I must keep your secret. Hell no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, people. We take on things that are not ours to take on.
Yeah.
To say today is the day where I will speak my truth with boldness, and I will speak my truth unashamed. And you do that. It's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
yeah.
I say that. My thing is transparency defeats the enemy.
Absolutely.
Because if I'm transparent and I say it, he ain't got nothing on me. He can't look. He can't tell it if I already told it.
Right.
The devil loves secrets.
Yeah.
He loves secrets. If he loves secrets, you hate him.
Yeah.
Right? I know
Yeah.
my family has, we have little secrets. We find out something like, what? We didn't even know that happened like 100 years ago, and we're just
Mhm.
finding out about it now. It's like,
And
what?
that's like it breaks curses. Tiffany said that just now. I love that. That's so true. Just
It
Yep.
like
feels
you said,
good.
you're like, what? I
What?
didn't know so and so had an alcohol problem. Well, hell, no wonder you have one. I mean, because you didn't know the secret was wrapped up, and now your ass is drunk all the time, and you don't know why. Uncle Billy Bob was drunk. He been
Drinking
drunk.
back there,
A quiet drunk, a functioning. What do you call it?
drunk,
A punch.
Functional
a
alcohol.
functioning alcoholic.
Yes, and you didn't know where you got it from. So
Jesus.
to break that curse.
Oh, but they want to tell you all the good things and not the bad things. Let's
Oh
keep it
yeah.
all a secret.
Oh,
Let's only talk about good. Let's only talk about the good times. Like, no,
we're not doing that. We're
we're
telling
not
the
doing
truth.
that.
Yeah.
The Bible says the truth shall make you free, baby. Listen, this latter part of my life, you ask me a question, me, I'm gonna tell it. I don't care who asks me. Mother, father, brother, sister, it doesn't matter.
Don't
You
matter.
know, I've had very candid conversations with family members, and you could tell they were shook. Why you shook when you already knew the information?
Yeah. Yeah.
So Tiff says, shine the light and the truth sets you free and breaks curses. Amen.
That's
It
so
really
true.
does.
So
Yeah.
true.
All you guys are the worst. You have to eat with your abuser.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Yes. And how
Man.
do people like really get through that though? Can you imagine?
I
My,
cannot.
the person that hurt me is past. So I don't have to see them. I'm gonna hear their voice. I don't have to do none of those things. So I don't deal with that. But for me, sometimes it's sense or certain types of music or whatever, and that could be a trigger. And I
Yes.
want to talk about the maintenance of healing. You don't really, and we talked about this earlier. People don't really talk about it, right? How do you maintain your healing? Because it's not that you go to therapy now and you got this toolbox. Because the reality is that while you're in a fleshly body, the enemy is going to try and come for you. He's going to remind you that
Yeah.
hey, you didn't get over that. You still mad at your dad. You still hate him. You still feeling unforgiveness.
Yeah.
You're not, because you're in a body. You're going to feel these things. What do you do when you feel these things? You sit in that mess and you feel it. You don't stay in it, but you feel it. You acknowledge why you're feeling why I'm feeling. Well, I feel sad because I wish I had a relationship with my father that was normal, the way a father should love their daughter. Okay, that's not my reality. So do I stay in that place like, oh my gosh, I want this? No, that's not my reality. So what do I need to do? I need to get my ass up. Thank God for the life I have now.
Yeah.
Go into my toolbox, utilize what I have, and keep it moving.
Yeah.
One of the things that helps me is when I'm interceding for other people and helping other people, it really relieves me of what I'm experiencing because I realize that when that compassion is stirred up, man, God, I thank you because it could be so much worse. I
Yeah.
could be really not knowing why I feel the way I feel, but God, I thank you for opening my eyes. I thank you for giving me understanding, revelation, all these things because the reality is it could be worse. Okay, we could all be on the street doing drugs right now because if you talk to people that are
Yeah.
on drugs
Mhm.
today, what would they tell you? The one thing is sexual abuse
Yeah.
or promiscuity or whatever. That's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
reality,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
right? Most people have, or people that been molest. I remember asking the Lord one day, well, I don't have the desire to do that, but I don't understand why did this person didn't, and he said it by my grace. I never asked that question again because it's grace that
Yeah.
I don't have certain desires or I don't have certain appetites. I don't
Yeah.
know how because when I look at family members, I'm like, dang, I don't struggle with that. I used to struggle with beating people's behind. Didn't matter who it was. That was my anger,
Yeah.
I mean, people meet their first demons in their own household, right? I
Yeah.
mean,
baby.
that's where you meet them. That's where you meet them. Not out in the world. You meet them at
No,
home,
in your
your
house.
own
Really
family,
means in your house
in your
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
where you feel like that's the safest place. I remember thinking as a kid, they should send me to this Islamic club, right? And I would stand in the corner, right? That's abandonment issues. That's rejection right there. So guess
Yeah.
what? As an adult, if somebody said certain things to me, rejection tries to rear its head. Well, they didn't choose you before, so why do you think they're going to choose you now?
Mhm.
What? Okay, you know when those thoughts come up, I say, "Shut up."
Yeah.
I silence that because I know that's not true.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I get quiet. When I get quiet, I'm praying, I'm talking to the Lord, using my tools, And then by the time I come back, I'm good. I may be a little bruised, but I'm good. I'm not functioning in emotion where I'm wanting to, again, projectile vomit, hatred and anger and just, and guys, it's all about pausing and not responding. Sometimes we just need to shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. You don't have to speak or have the first word to say. Just be quiet. Okay, baby, you're right. With the sky red, sure it is. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Tiff says you have panic attacks until you set boundaries. I go to my chosen family people that will protect me, and my husband is my covering. If I freeze, he acts. Thank God. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's great.
that is
That's
awesome
good.
because everybody needs that, like that person. And I think for a lot of Black women, I want to say this: we grew up. Well, I'll speak for myself. I grew up in a household where I didn't feel safe at all. I didn't feel safe in my marriage, and I'm like, okay, Lord, whoever I end up with, I have to feel safe, or that's a deal breaker. And I can tell Tiffany is in a place where, in her relationship, where she feels safe, and that's awesome. So that's like the best thing in the world to
Yeah,
have somebody
best.
and you feel safe. Like you can bear yourself and not feel judged, right?
Yeah.
Be yourself. So
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. So, ladies, we have 4 minutes. Do you guys have anything else? So then you have a lot to say. I already know. Um, that you like to share.
Look, I've said it all. I think I have said the most. I'm just really glad that we're opening this up. I pray that, if you have stumbled upon this, you listened and you're getting the help that you need. I was believing that all day today. I was like, you know what? There is somebody that needs to hear this. There's somebody that needs to know it's okay to not be okay. It is
Yeah.
okay to see a doctor. It is okay if you're feeling this way. You know, most people in the world are feeling the same way. They're just afraid to say so. They're afraid to speak up. And I get people. That's why some people, I am not friends with them on Facebook family, because they hate the fact that I am transparent. And so it's like, take that down, you ain't supposed to be talking about your marriage. Look, it's helping somebody, because when I've shared stuff,
Yes,
people
yes,
are like, they'll inbox me, thank you, I needed that, or whatever. Look, we are all here on this earth trying to navigate life, and we are all doing it to the best of our ability. And if we can hold somebody's hand to help us through it, why not grab their hand and say, you know what, it's going to be okay.
Exactly.
So go see your doctor.
yes.
If you're feeling bad, if you feel depressed, go see your doctor, please.
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 Texas, yeah, safety is so new, it's scary. Girl.
Mm,
Yeah.
And Mika says, love that, Tiffany. Safety can be scary when it's something new.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because that means you have to be transparent and vulnerable. And that's something I'm learning in this season about being open and transparent and being vulnerable. Now, it's not easy because your girl tries to fight herself. But I told the Lord that I wanted to do what I've never done before. And one of the things for me was to be transparent and open. And I always tell people one thing Grace is gonna do, or Rabia, baby, she gonna heal. No matter what, I may be down for a moment, but I'm going to heal and I'm going to overcome. Why? Because the word of God says that we are overcomers. So I'm not gonna stay down forever, maybe down for a little bit, but I'm gonna rise up like a phoenix. Is there something inside of me that says, hell no, we are not taking this laying down like a damn dead dog. We're gonna get our ass up and we're gonna fight another day, because there are people out here waiting for us that are looking up to us, that we have something for them. And so that's how I stay consistent. But y'all, sometimes, baby,
My birthday was on the 18th, and I got a birthday card from, my daughter,
mhm.
and she wrote in there that, she was thanking me for being her biggest supporter. Oh, I
Oh,
was right. Wait a minute. She said, "You make life worth living."
Oh,
oh,
that's beautiful.
When I read that, because she suffers too from depression, anxiety, and stuff, and I'm always there to talk to her. I'm like talking her off the ledge or whatever. But When she says you make life worth living, oh my God, that right there got me. Man,
On that note, if anybody out there who is thinking about suicide or contemplating suicide, and you just, like Selena said, just happened upon this, please call the suicide prevention hotline. Please
definitely.
do.
Yeah,
Don't wait. Don't say tomorrow, or don't watch this and just give up. You know,
yeah,
there
Yeah,
is a lifeline at the end. There
yeah,
really is, guys.
yeah,
life is so beautiful.
Yes.
Tiff says, but look at God and how you are raising conquerors. Amen.
yeah,
Man, whatever that why you need to get that why.
yeah,
Yeah.
And as you get stronger, your why changes.
yeah,
For me, a lot of my things were my children were my why, so that propelled me. And then as I started loving myself, and I stopped abandoning myself, and I stopped rejecting myself, I became my own why. Why not me? Why not you?
yeah,
Because the reality is this: Jesus would have died for you if you were the only person left on this earth. That's how valuable you are.
yeah, yeah,
Because sometimes I look at myself and I say, God, you did good though, for real. Like you put some effort and time into this creation. And that's what I tell my children when they complain. And he did for each one of us.
yeah,
And when that appointed time comes for me to go home with the Lord, it's because he took me home, not because of anything on my own hands. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
It doesn't mean that your situation, how you're feeling, is not real. It's absolutely real. You feel how you feel.
yeah,
And that's okay. But don't do something permanent for a temporary situation because it's
yeah,
temporary.
Yeah. Don't do
yeah,
it.
You
yeah,
know,
Yeah.
there are 4 seasons, right? Winter doesn't last all year, although it seems like it's going to in Texas. But I'm saying winter doesn't last, summer doesn't last all year. It comes back every year. So the season you're in is going to change.
yeah,
Hmm.
You know,
That's good. I like that.
you
Hmm.
just got to talk to whoever you need to talk to, but most of all, talk to the Lord because He's most concerned.
yeah.
Yes.
You know. So, guys, let's read one more comment. Oh, I read it already. Thank you for joining us, Tiff. Thank you guys for joining us. And, guys, we just want to thank you for being so supportive. Next week, we are going to take a break because I think, Kim, you went on vacation or was Selena? I don't remember who went on vacation.
Me.
Okay, so Kim will be out. And so we'll be back in the first of the year with something fresh. And hopefully, Selena will be joining us.
Hopefully. Yay.
I
We
know
can
he's
only
coming.
hope. We can only hope.
Yeah.
So I would like you guys to pray that she joins us again. Bye.
All right. All right. Bye.
See you
Bye.
later.